Hi Stitchy friends, I'm Stephanie and welcome to my channel Little Lion Stitchery, where we talk about cross stitch. So today I'm going to be showing you a tutorial on how to neatly wrap your hoop in fabric. So I posted this to social media and a bunch of people were asking me how I so perfectly wrapped my hoop. And there's really not that much to it, but if you've seen on, I guess, other tutorials, many people, they'll take their fabric and they will wrap it around their hoop like, I mean, you know, it's a little messy, but essentially they'll wrap it around like this, and this has the raw edges, which I'm not a fan of, and it just breaks up the pattern. So I do it a little bit differently. So I cut this strip to 1.25 inches, and that gives me just enough width so that I can fold it under. Oops, you can see what I'm doing here. Fold it under like so. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna use Aleene's tacky glue to just put a thin layer around the outside of my hoop so that I can just anchor it a little bit. So we're not going to use a ton of glue. And actually I'm going to take the little knobby out too, just so this is a little easier to wrap. So I already removed the inner hoop, and I'm just going to take this out as well and put that to the side. So again, like a thin layer is all you need. And I'm just gonna do a little bit at a time. And I actually just had some scrap fabric, so the length is what it is, and it just barely fits this hoop, but you're going to want, I usually leave it long enough and then cut the remainder off my hoop at a later time. Now you're going to want the tacky glue to dry a little bit so that it does become tacky, because right now it's a little bit too wet and it will go through the fabric, and you might see that when it's finished. If it's still too wet, that it'll kind of bubble and it'll just make the outside of your fabric look a little bit messy. So we're just going to wait for this to dry a little bit. Again, I don't care right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and kind of position that, and you want to kind of make sure, sorry, I keep putting it like this, you want to make sure that it's, for the most part, in the center of your fabric, and just press it down so you can see that it's coming through slightly. Again, but you're gonna have some patience and wait a little bit longer than I am for this tutorial. So, apply a little bit of glue, come on. And all the way to the end there. Like I said, it doesn't matter, the outside doesn't really matter, it's just to anchor it, and I'm going to pull as I'm wrapping. Like I said, this is kind of the size I had for my scrap fabric, so I have a limited amount. Oh, and I could have, so I don't know if you can see that, but it's, you know, it's coming through the fabric, so it's looking a little messy. All right, great. That is perfect. Now we're gonna flip it over and, excuse me. So I put my, my bolt or screw or whatever, I put it in this way because I'm right-handed. I know different people put it in different ways. I guess that really depends if you're right or left-handed, because I tighten it with my right hand. So again, I put my screw in this way, so how you wrap the fabric is sort of important, because when you put the outer hoop on the inner hoop, you're going to be pressing downwards. So you want to fold the top half of your fabric first, and then the bottom half of your fabric, so that when you put the outer hoop on the inner hoop, it's not fighting this seam. And I hope that made a little bit of sense, but and again, a little bit goes a long way, so all that you need is a little bit. And I'm gonna actually do my entire hoop so that hopefully that little bit up there dries. All right. So, like I mentioned before, I'm gonna fold the top half under first. And really smooth it down. I used to use hot glue with this, which is fine, but I just noticed that it became, I don't have particularly hot, like a high temp glue gun. I have a low temp glue gun, and it would kind of bunch up. So this creates a smoother finish, which I'm a fan of. Okay. And now we're gonna go back and do the underside. So it's gonna flip over like this. And I try to make it so that this end is a little bit shorter, because sometimes you will get these frays sometimes if it's too close to the edge. So if you want, you can cut it a little bit shorter. And I just kind of just wipe off the excess glue that's coming out. Again, it's not going to matter really because it's on the bottom. Sometimes you can see it on the front, which try to be super careful. For the most part, it should dry clear, but I don't know, I'm a perfectionist, so I still notice when things are not completely perfect. And you're going to see all these edges that I'm going to end up cutting. Oh, ran out of glue. I do have a little bit of a ripple here, but it's not a big deal. It's gonna be on the back, so. All right, come on, fold over. There we go. Ah, yeah, I have that one little ripple. It's okay. Let's see what I can do to smooth this out a little bit. That's okay. You're not going to notice it from the front, and like I said before, you're just going to want to cut off these bits here. Anyway, and then I'm just going to set this to dry. And yeah. So I've been leaving my backs open, especially if it's going to go on the wall. So I've been finishing my frames like this. I will show how I do this in another tutorial. There's not much to it. Again, it's very simple. I like simple, especially because, like I said, you're not going to be seeing the back. Now, if this was an ornament on a tree or something that you will be seeing in the back, I would probably add some felt to the back. I have also finished projects like that. But lately, like I said, I've been just hot gluing the backs and then wrapping the fabric. And yeah, I don't know, looks pretty good to me. And I will show you in a minute what this looks like when it's done. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to comment and subscribe and like this video. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!